All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, more opposition parties continue to rally against this administration. Daily Trust here reports Nigerians suffering worse under Tinubu ADP national chair. And that update was followed closely by this story of frustration. Police inspector shoots self dead while on duty in Ogun State. And Dr. Muyiwa Ajao replied. He said, depression is a clear and present danger among Nigerian youths and middle-aged population, including the working class. I can tell you categorically that policeman took his own life out of depression and financial frustration and embarrassment. The entire members of armed forces in this country have 95% of their workforce living in financial embarrassments of all sorts, from rent issues to children's school fees unpaid. Even online loan apps are on their necks. The country is in a total mess. But few hours ago, Tinubu's aide came out and suggested capital punishment, that is death, for the core member who complained about the level of inflation in Nigeria and how it has destroyed people's lives. And the entire nation went crazy, cursing and threatening to shut the nation down if any harm came upon the core member. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update on the Nigerian army unleashing anarchy began making the rounds. And if the army continues like this, it is only a matter of time before they begin invading other government facilities. And the shocking thing is that Nigerians are encouraging them to invade everywhere and, turn the whole country upside down. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. In this video, Sheyi Tinubu called his father Bola Tinubu the greatest ever president in the history of Nigeria, and the speech came with zero charisma. He even actually sounded like he was high on drugs. See the video.
Every single day, minister is going to tell me don't politicize this. It was never politics. But they keep coming for me. They keep coming for my family. They keep coming for your father. They keep coming for Ashwaju, Bola, Ahmed, Tinubu, the greatest president in the history of Nigeria. The only president that has carried young people along from when he was governor to when he became president. The only president that considered youth and student loans. The only president that's created a platform for young people to thrive. The only president that has created an economy that benefits everybody. The only president that's not trying to enrich his own pocket. And you're telling me, no. Let's address this. The ANARCHY program was one where I wanted to come and break fast with my peers. It is something that the Weather Foundation has been doing for over 6 years in Lagos. Something that we have done every single day by breaking and having iftar with 2,000 people every single day. And last year, we sent over 20,000 buses alone to the northwest and another 10,000 to the northeast. And now they're saying he is only bringing cooked food to the north and is giving credit to the south. Let's address this. In the north, we have done educational school programs. In the north, we have given iPads out. Everything I say, people, we are the future. We know what it takes. We know what it's going to take because we come together as a group to work together. Should I go hard or should I go soft? On your Monday, we shall start. On your Monday, we shall start. On your Monday, on your Monday, on your Monday, we shall start. We shall stand on your Monday.
You saw that. He was actually responding to the criticisms of northern Nigeria after he took food items to some states in the north to break fast with them. They said, don't impoverish us and start bringing food to us like beggars. And that was what he was responding to. And maybe it is just me, but that guy didn't look or sound all right in that video. He said they keep coming for his father and his family. Isn't that just a dumb thing to say? Your father captured the whole Lagos state and siphoned Osun state allocation through Aregbesola. You carry a fake certificate and you want to run for the highest office in the country. Do you expect the people to be quiet about that? And then your father took petrol from 192 naira to over 1,000 naira, destroying the economy. You expect people not to talk? They gave you a contract worth 15 trillion naira, the highest ever contract in the history of this country, without even following due process, and for a project that Nigerians don't even need. And you expect Nigerians to be quiet, speaking with zero charisma. I thought they said he is a lawyer. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here says, Nigerians, your oppressor is calling himself and his family the victim of your oppression. Is this the person you are waiting to for his father to give you good governance? That is it. After oppressing you, impoverishing you, making you to go through the worst kind of poverty you have ever seen since you knew yourself as a citizen of this country. He is coming out to say that people are attacking his family. And Lala here says, you won't need to stress yourself shouting on stage like this. If your dad was really doing well, his works would have spoken for him. That is it. And Ekemini here says, the voice of comradeship, no even day. Excuse me, what is this family even good at? That is it. Charisma is zero. He couldn't even carry the crowd. He was just, speaking like a tout. And you wonder, what is the good thing in this family? With all the money, you cannot exude class. And Shuka here says, this boy doesn't look all right. Is it how he speaks or he's on drugs? Of course. A leopard cannot give birth to a goat. That is it. So Sheyi Tinubu is now the one that has been delegated to northern Nigeria because he was speaking in Adamawa there. He is the one that has now been delegated to win over the northern Nigeria that Tinubu has lost. Good luck to you. Go and try to win it over. Let's see. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that update from Tinubu's aide calling for capital punishment. That is death for the copper who criticized Tinubu's government. And next is that update on the display of anarchy by the Nigerian army, a trend that shows the frustration of the armed forces in Nigeria and how it could eventually spell doom for the political class. Let's start by taking that update from Tinubu's aide. Look at how the papers reported it. Core member deserves death penalty for insulting Tinubu, calling him terrible president. Aide Temitope Ajayi, Bola Tinubu's media aide, says the core member who called his principal a terrible leader deserves to be executed by hanging or firing squad. Ushieraye Uguamaye, the copper, had in a recent TikTok post criticized Tinubu. Ms. Uguamaye is serving in Lagos. The presidential aide was not pleased with what Ms. Uguamaye said and called for her head because she is a core member. If she is not a copper, she can say whatever she fancies like people do per second. Citizens can abuse a living day out of the president or any public official. It is normal, Mr. Ajayi stated on Facebook on Monday. But a copper violated her oath and code of conduct here. That is capital punishment under NYSC. And when we checked capital punishment here, of course, it says capital punishment is the practice of executing someone as punishment for a specific crime after a proper legal trial. That is what this man is recommending for this copper. He added, you can't abuse the country you are serving as a copper under any guise, and the symbol of sovereign authority, which is the president. She should be punished to the fullest extent, not just warned. Meanwhile, Iniebe Fiong, a human rights lawyer, has come to the defense of the core member, criticizing the president or the government is not an offense under the NYSC Act. See Action 13. It is also not an offense under the NYSC bylaw. See Section 4 of the revised bylaws 2011, stated the lawyer. Mr. Effiong added, I have watched all the videos of this lady that are being debated. There is nothing slightly partisan in her comments. The rights lawyer noted that Ms. Ugwuamaye merely expressed her justified frustrations with the state of affairs in the country, particularly the impact of the scourging inflation on her and other Nigerians. This is within her constitutional right to freedom of expression as guaranteed by Section 39 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, Mr. Effiong explained. You heard that. This is unbelievable. Should we say that this aide did not know the meaning of what he said? Or did he really mean that the copper should be executed for complaining about the obvious torture that Nigerians are going through? This is really crazy. Should people be suffering and smiling now? You expect that people will be going through all this and they will not even speak up? And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Gideon says, aide deserved death penalty for wishing death on an ordinary corps member who just graduated and trying to make life better for herself and her family. She actually hasn't graduated. She's still serving. And this tweet here by Sanitarian says, Temidayo Ajayi kò dẹ̀ ní ragbá fún ẹ. He said, it shall not be well with you, O Mugo. Chop better in Eranko. He said he is an animal. He is causing Tinubu's aid there. And this video says Boko Haram and Fulani terrorists deserve to be reintegrated and compensated by the government. But the person who only criticized Tulumbu, the terrible president, deserves death. Nigerians, sorry, that is it. We are in a country where killers, terrorists, are being reintegrated into the society. They spend billions of taxpayers' money on them. And somebody is coming out to say that capital punishment should be meted out on a corps member for complaining about inflation. This is a shame. And Ayodeji Kayode here says, please, what does Tinubu now deserve? If the one who is complaining about the hardship deserves to be hanged, how about the person that brought the hardship? What should happen to him? And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update on the display of the Nigerian army began making the rounds. Look at how the papers reported it. Again, army invades Eko Disco, abducts, tortures staff over power supply. For the second time in recent months, Nigerian military personnel have been accused of attacking electricity distribution workers over power supply disputes. In the early hours of 14 March 2025, soldiers from the Nigerian Army's 15th Field Engineers Regiment in Topo Town, Badagry, allegedly stormed the Eko Electricity Distribution Company, Eko Disco, Badagry Injection Substation, abducting 2 staff members. Sunday Odunton, Managing Director at the Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors, the umbrella body for all electricity distribution companies in Nigeria, stated that the soldiers took the distribution system operator and a proton security officer to their barracks, where they were beaten before being released at around 4 a.m. Their claim was poor electricity supply to their barracks in the last 1 week, despite the fact that the commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel S. Lawan, was duly informed of the ongoing Transmission Company of Nigeria upgrade in Agbara. Odunton said. He explained that the power restoration efforts were made, but the feeder tripped due to excess load. This latest incident follows an attack by personnel from the Nigerian Air Force base in Ikeja, Lagos, on Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company workers. That assault, reportedly over the disconnection of power to the base, involved the vandalization of Ikeja Electric head office and the brutalization of its staff. The repeated military interference in electricity distribution has raised concerns among industry stakeholders who are calling for urgent government intervention to prevent further attacks on power sector workers. Now, you can come and be telling us that electricity has improved tremendously. Just days ago, an APC senator was running his mouth on Channels TV that you will agree with me that electricity has improved. Everybody who has a brain in Nigeria and who wants to be honest will tell you that the electricity situation in this country worsened ever since Tinubu came in. It became clearly worse. In all the states that I've visited, it has been worse. Everybody is saying this thing is worse than it used to be. But you just go on air and be saying that it has improved. You who does not use senators, APC senators, ministers, and aides, don't use normal electricity. All of you have generators running in your houses 24 hours or immediately light goes off. Your generator comes on. You don't even know what it means to stay in blackout. You are the one coming out to tell us that power situation has improved. Now military men are storming offices of electricity distributors and they are beating the hell out of them. Go and tell the soldiers that power situation has improved. Go and do propaganda for them. And of course, what the Nigerian army did there is completely out of place in a democracy. But Nigerians are saying, is it democracy that we have? Nigerians are even urging the soldiers to bring down more anarchy on the government. Nigerians are urging soldiers to enter other aspects of government that are not working well. You think you can just be collecting money from the people and then you will not supply them power. We are hoping for a situation where this anarchy will spread onto other facets of government until they eventually round up these greedy civilians. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. Makanaki here says, they never see anything. Now strong hand we need for this country. But Dave Obafemi here said something different. He says, so the federal government is watching these rogues inflicting pains on armless citizens. The cowards will flee if they are faced with terrorists, but always strengthened against those without arms. But GF here was angry with Dave Obafemi. He said, shut up, you stupid bastard. Who are the armless civilians? The ones who don't supply electricity and you are forced to pay for it? Foolish man. Is it the same federal government that is owing the same people you are calling Olori Bruku? Now army go reset all you useless Tinubu supporters brains. GF here is saying he's a Tinubu supporter for calling on the federal government to sanction the Nigerian army, for invading that electricity office. All this just shows a failed state. Because if you look at it from one angle, what the soldiers did is wrong. But when you now look at it from the other angle, you realize that it is what Nigerians actually need now, because even the democracy is not working. These electricity suppliers will collect our money and they will not give us light. And Deborah here says, again, army invades Eco Disco, abducts torture staff over power supply. I can't stop laughing. Tinubu is a terrible president. And Peter says, Nigeria is a democracy in name only. That is it. Only in name is this country a democracy. And Omo Lokpe here says, all these are happening under a terrible president. Koburu Chai is such a shame. Everybody just do as he like down for this country. Everybody misbehaving. The policemen are on the road misbehaving. EFCC misbehaving. You go to a government hospital, everybody is misbehaving. Go to government schools, nothing is working. It's such a shame. If Nigerians are tired, then they need to say enough is enough. We cannot continue to suffer in our own fatherland that has so much for all of us, and a few people have taken everything. And when Nigerians begin to think in that direction, they can cast their sentiments aside, unite to take their country back. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here, so don't go away. Don't go.